This is a story that we're getting from Jammu and Kashmir. Latest update coming in the fierce encounter which is underway in North Kashmir's Kupawara area near the line of control. Now, 4 terrorists have so far been neutralised by the security forces. This after terrorists made 3 separate infiltration bids in Naugaon, Gurez and Tangdar sector. 4 terrorists right now who are eliminated in Naugaon area is what reports we are getting. Shuja joining us on this story. Now, Shuja, first take us through what's the stage of army operations. How many terrorists are believed to still be in the area?
Well, Divina, there have been 3 infiltration bits we are given to understand since morning. One happened in Gurez, another in Tangdar, and an operation which is even now going on happened in the Naugaon sector of the line of control. And in this particular operation in Naugaon sector, the army is saying that they have killed 3 infiltrators earlier in the day, and now reports of another infiltrator being killed in this particular encounter. The sources in the army are still saying that the operation is being carried out. More troops have been sent to the area, and let's remember that this is an entirely forested zone, falls bang on the line of control in North Kashmir, where this operation is being carried out. So, 2 things. One, it was an infiltration bid as per the army, and also as per the army's sources, 4 militants who were trying to infiltrate have been killed there.
Okay, Shuja, be with us because we're also keeping a close eye on the other side, where in Pooch district there's been a terror strike. Terrorists have targeted the army and police party. 2 Lashkar terrorists are believed to be involved in this attack. A fierce encounter is underway there as well. And India Today's executive editor Gaurav Sawant and Ashwini also joining us on the story. First, going across to Ashwini, what's the latest situation? Last report that came in was that 1 cop has been martyred, another seriously injured.
Yeah, Ravina, firing is still continuing since 7:40 a.m. and in the Pulwama town area, there's a very sensitive area because of the Indian army is deployed there, and their camps are there, and there are 2 places the firing is coming on the road. One is in Nazir Hussein's house, and probably 2 terrorists are inside there, and 2 terrorists in the mini Punch sector area. So there is expected that 2 to 4 terrorists must be there, because there is a heavy fire on the security force, the army and the security people, and they are suspecting that 2 to 4 terrorists may be there. They are all they are very trained fighter, and the army has cordoned, the commandos have been deployed there, and army has deployed more. They are just taking time. They don't want more casualties should be there, because there are some initial reports that some of the civilians are in the Nazir Hussain house, 3 to 4 people. So they want to be confirmed that at least they should be out, and then they will strike on the terrorists. That is the reason they are delaying. Otherwise, they would have killed all terrorists. But,
so a very treacherous operation for the armed forces there. 3 hours on, the gunfight continues as the terrorists are hiding in a civilian area as well. Gaurav, this is the same plot, but a different script being played out, because as we've been discussing it since morning, that this area of Pir Panjal is in Jammu area, which is also relatively peaceful area, which is this time being targeted by the terrorists.
There is a larger pattern to what is happening. Operations taking place both north and south of Pir Panjal. In south of Pir Panjal, in Punch, terrorists have succeeded not only in infiltrating but also reaching a town. The mini secretariat where this operation is presently underway. My sources tell me that there are at least 4 terrorists in this area, and they are engaging the security forces with good military precision firing, which means they are not wasting ammunition. They are firing only to draw in more soldiers and then trying to inflict maximum damage. One thing is clear, that before the night is out, these terrorists will be killed. But the major part is whether they are able to inflict casualties either on civilians or more casualties on security forces, because 1 sub-inspector is grievously injured, 1 constable has been martyred. There are reports of, I think, 2 more injuries at this point of time.
And 4 terrorists in the area with military precision means that they've been trained well. They are with AK-47 rifles as well. Gaurav, what we've been reporting. So these could be Lashkar terrorists, although no official confirmation on that.
That is the information that is coming in. And if you join the dots, so 3 infiltration attempts north of Pir Panjal, there's one that's taking place in Naugam where 4 terrorists have been killed, 2 other, one in Tangdhar, and now here. So all of this is indicative of the fact that the Pakistan army has literally switched on the terror tap. They are pushing in terrorists both north and south of Pir Panjal. And from what my sources in the army are telling me, till the time Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif makes that speech at the United Nations General Assembly, they will keep the LoC hot so that there are headlines, so that Pakistan can cry, and that is exactly what they intend to do. So expect more of this till the UNGA.
All right, Gaurav, stay with us because this is another proxy war from Pakistan side that we are witnessing. 3 infiltration bids this morning and 1 terror attack in also in the Pir Panjal area. In Jammu area we've been talking about. So these are 4 different fronts that Pakistan has opened this morning, getting some political reactions. Also saying good afternoon to our studio guest, Colonel V.N. Thapar, who is joining us right now, and Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, who is joining us from Pakistan. Going to them in just a bit. First up, the reaction. Meanwhile, fresh protests have been reported in South Kashmir's Pulwama area. More than 50 people have been injured. Army has been deployed in Pulwama. Going across to my colleague Shuja to get more details on that. Shuja, we've seen that civilian casualties have climbed up to 70 now. What are the details that you're getting from this fresh volley of protests in Pulwama?
Well, Divina, there have been, very violent clashes that have been reported from Pulwama area. We are given to understand that early in the morning, these clashes erupted. From what we can understand, locally, and the reports from the local people suggest that the security forces had gone for raids. They're perhaps looking for a few people and were trying to arrest them. That's when they faced the stiff resistance from the locals, and clashes erupted. So far, we've been told that more than 50 people have sustained injuries. Close to 17 of them have reached the SMHS hospital in Srinagar. The situation continues to remain tense even as we speak.
All right, Shuja, be with us because let's go across to Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, who is joining us from Pakistan. So, Colonel Shahid, when will Pakistan stop betraying India's trust? Because time and again, India has reposed faith in Pakistan. You've got warning from the United States as well, but it seems that you refuse to learn. Again and again, we're seeing this infiltration bid being carried out across the border from Pakistan's side. Rawalpindi clearly ruling the script.
Ma'am, I am not a government representative. The question when would Pakistan stop or whether Pakistan is doing or not, I cannot give any reply on that. Being a defense analyst, I would say that the solution to Kashmir has to be sought, and that must be realized. Saying this thing that Kashmir is a total or indispensable, inseparable part of India, or Kashmir is not a problem, that would not solve the problem. And I think that the leadership on the both sides has to pay an attention to this issue with a view to solve it. Not,
Colonel Saeed, India has always maintained that Kashmir is an internal issue. Pakistan's Nawaz Sharif appoints 22 of its MPs to go across globally raise Kashmir. You have UNGA summit coming up. Gaurav Sawant has just reported that how Kashmir remains to be a hot potato for Pakistan to divert its attention, isn't it, Colonel Thapar? Because they forget Balochistan and they fuel unrest in Kashmir, and they hope that this is how the global attention will be diverted.
That's very right. There is no ambiguity about it. This bid that is taking place is precisely for the reason that, everybody is interested in getting things in order in Kashmir. The only party who is not interested in getting these things is Pakistan. And that is why all this is happening. Gaurav has just pointed out that this thing will continue till the United Nations meet takes place. What I want to tell also is that this is the time when winter is going to set in, and this kind of infiltration will become very difficult. So therefore this surge that you are seeing today is possibly because they want to induct maximum people at maximum cadres into the valley before it becomes worse. The weather becomes very bad.
Right, Colonel Thapar, also this infiltration bid we're seeing after a week of warnings by the United States, by India also raising the issue of terrorism at G20 and later at ASEAN meet as well. So, Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed, here's a question. If Pakistan is interested in talking across the table, then when do we see this proxy war stopping? Because time and again, promises have been made. In fact, last week only, 2611 also came up where the probe was highlighted by the United States that there has to be some deliverable. All your government did was issue a notice to Zakir Rahman Lakhvi, and that was that.
The bogey of 2611, which I see it a lot on the Indian media and your leadership also toe the line. I think you need to read that book, Who Killed Karkare, Hemant Karkare, and you would come to know the reality of this 2611. I think India is the only unfortunate country where the false flag operation are conducted to malign the neighboring country, that is Pakistan. I cannot believe that Indian army has to take 5 days.
This is imagination running riot, that's all. I mean, there is got to be certain sense and not such kind of ridiculous
Absolutely. Gaurav wants to come in. Gaurav, over to you.
Arguments being given.
Gaurav wants to come in. Gaurav, over to you.
No, Colonel Shafkat Saeed lives in a fool's paradise. This is absolutely crazy. There is technical intelligence, there is evidence that 2611 was masterminded and executed by Pakistan, and he lives in an absolute fool's paradise where he says that it's a false flag, and this is the denial Pakistan lives in. Colonel Shafkat Saeed actually symbolizes all that is wrong with the Pakistan state and the Pakistan army. He's only reflecting their thinking. They've lost 145 children at Army Public School in Peshawar, and they refuse to wake up. You refuse to wake up.
India was responsible.
Oh, no,
It was done by Taliban Pakistan, which is controlled and handled.
I would request.
That is not true.
I would request Shaukat Ali to read his own books written by Pakistani authors of repute.
John Kerry has said this. John Kerry has said this. John Kerry has said this. John Kerry has
not said it.
That India.
I think you are getting your information from some madrasa and you are not getting
facts. Colonel Saeed, you are a student.
They will continue.
You are getting your information from some madrasa.
Pakistan will continue to be in denial.
You know nothing. You know nothing about facts on ground.
Don't shout. I can share it now even. John Kerry saying that India is behind everything that is happening in
If you are saying 2611 is a false flag, you live in a fool's paradise. There is technical evidence. There is technical evidence. Pakistani terrorists were involved. David Coleman was tried in a US court. Oh, everything is false. The only thing that is right is what some Maulvi tells you in some
We don't have to just consider what Shaukat is saying. There is a plethora of books written by Pakistani authors of repute.
What more evidence than you need, Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed, than Hafiz Saeed on your streets spewing venom openly against India? If the intent is to come across the table and talk, then where is the intent in cracking the whip against US designated terrorists who are roaming free on your soil?
It does not suit Pakistan. Mr. Nawaz Sharif would not be comfortable if Pakistan is doing something like this, and Pakistan would not be able to plead this case.
Then who was leading Burhan Wani's funeral procession?
This is a false flag operation. Burhan Wani got gun from because of your attitude, security forces excesses.
No, so you have tribute being paid openly on Pakistan soil by Hafiz Saeed and the others.
His brother was tortured and killed because of which he
Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed, shouting doesn't help. Shouting doesn't help. India can raise much stronger voice with both intent to counter all the terror attacks that you're doing on our soil.
And that is Pakistan's big fear.
Come down.
Oh, no, clearly not.
Poor, your logic is absolutely faulty. And
you know, that is Colonel Shafkat Saeed. Colonel Shafkat Saeed, we laugh at you. We laugh, sir. We laugh at the stupidity.
Why?
No, that is stupidity that comes from Pakistan. This
on the one
stupidity.
hand, you want improvement. On the other hand, you are doing this kind of things, and you will be made to pay the price for it.
You are badly short of reality.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed, how many chances do you want? You had UNA agreement, you had Paris summit, you even had Prime Minister making the stopover in Lahore. So India has gone all out to ensure
Absolutely,
that Pakistan
Navina.
is brought into parliament.
Absolutely.
After
So,
Pathankot, we
UFA,
call them over to
Absolutely.
Pathankot. And still they're...
And still we can see the same script
Please.
played again and again.
I'm not very impressed with the proficiency of Indian Army, but I believe
Never mind.
that Indian, it
The
was not a
proficiency will be
friendly
proved
affair.
on the ground.
the same Indian Army
It was
you
not
surrendered
proficiency will
to
be
Colonel
proved on the
Shafqat
ground.
Saeed. 93,000 of
Not in the
you,
television studio by
93,000 of
yourself.
you surrendered, and you are talking about professionalism of Indian Army. 93,000 of you. 93,000 of you. You know, we have a
Kargil. What
pattern
about
nagar.
Kargil?
We have a pattern nagar. We have a pattern nagar where all your pattern tanks are still there.
What about
You're talking
Kargil?
professionalism of the Indian Army. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, wake up. Wake up, sir. You
Let
need to
him- let
wake
him
up.
Dead reckoning, which is written
Recall
by
Kargil.
Indian. कारगिल में क्या हुआ?
क्या हुआ था?
आप
आपको पता नहीं है?
सामने नहीं लेके आते हैं।
दुम दबा के भाग गए थे।
हीरो के फादर हमारे स्टूडियो में बैठे इस समय।
दुम दबा के भाग गए थे।
And Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, let's not forget what Musharraf has said about Kargil war. It's your own admission which has come on Kargil war. And Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, okay, we give you one chance to respond.
wake up.
We give you one chance to respond. We give you one chance to respond.
Being a big country in the subcontinent
Lieutenant-
and mend your
Of
ways.
course, you are a big country.
You are
And
Can you deny
that is
that
why
fact?
you are
Nothing
trembling.
like-
Okay.
You are trembling
You are
because
not
for
realizing
once
your
this big
responsibility
country
of
is
being a
flexing
big
its
country.
muscles, and rightfully
You
so.
are so
Rightfully so.
small as when it comes to you handling the affairs of the subcontinent that we are
You know, for
invested in the
once-
subcontinent because of India.
Oh, come on. Come on, Colonel Saeed.
We
For
all are
once,
suffering
India is
because of
rightfully
India.
flexing its muscles. You saw 1971. You will see much more. You will see much more in the times to come, Colonel
Forget
Saab.
about
Terrorism will go
1971.
from this area.
1971
Terrorism
is
will
very
go from this
long
area.
ago. Lot
You
of
just
water
watch.
passed under
You
the
just watch.
bridges.
You just
Open
watch
your
what is
eyes
going to
to
happen
the
in the
reality
weeks
on
to
ground.
come.
Open your eyes to the reality on ground.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
fantasize.
Okay, Gaurav,
Actually, you require to
Yes,
open your eyes.
Absolutely,
That
Gaurav.
fantasy will come true.
What is written on the
Absolutely.
wall?
I take it from Gaurav
Fantasy
as
that
well.
will come true,
Lieutenant Colonel
Colonel Saab.
Shafqat Saeed, I take it from Gaurav as well. One more chance that you can respond. 30 seconds to you because everybody is talking simultaneously. So 30 seconds to you to give your defense.
Please open your eyes, realize reality on ground and address it. You are a be responsible country. You are not a responsible country in the subcontinent.
No,
and
so
stop
Pakistan,
fantasizing and stop
so Pakistan,
doing
which is
hegemony.
spending 20% of its
Hegemonic
budget,
mindset.
the
You
Pakistan
are
which is
the
spending 20% of budget on its defense doesn't have water for its own citizens, has atrocities in Balochistan as a responsible country.
अरे कर्नल सईद, कर्नल शफकत सईद, सुनिए, अफगानिस्तान hates you, Bangladesh hates you, Iran hates you, India hates you, every country in this region is sick and tired of Pakistan. Wake up!
Nobody is sick and tired except
They
your
are-
media and your rulers.
that society
You
is
Indians
becoming-
love Pakistan. If Pakistan Zindabad is being raised in India, your big
Only
very big
because of your money,
complications raise Pakistan
only because
Zindabad.
of, only
No,
because of,
we can't
only
pay
because some people are
500,000
misusing
people.
religion,
We cannot
only because
pay
some people are
nine
misusing religion,
districts of
and
Jammu
that will
Kashmir.
also stop. That
We
will
cannot
also
pay
stop.
9 districts
That
of
will
Jammu
stop.
Kashmir.
You
We will
just
post
watch.
curfew.
You
No,
just
talking
watch
nonsense.
what is going to happen, Colonel Saab.
Okay.
You just watch.
Okay.
You will watch it. I will watch it. We all will
Gentlemen, a gun battle is underway not at one location but at 4 multiple locations where our Indian security forces are fighting against those infiltrators and treacherous that Pakistan continues to seep in the Indian soil. So let me get this to Colonel V.N. Thapar as well. Colonel Thapar, we've seen the same script played by Pakistan time and again. We've tried to globally isolate Pakistan, shame Pakistan, but you see how Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed remains adamant. It's a script which is being played by Rawalpindi. Is it also time to now ask for sanctions against Pakistan?
Of course, not only sanction, we require to take concrete action because this kind of denial, it's now become a state policy with them to do this kind of things. It is very easily said that here what all is happening in Kashmir. Who is instigating it? Unless they keep on denying this kind of a thing, there will be no peace. Yet they keep on claiming that they want to be in peace, they want to live in harmony, yet keep on doing this.
So, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, will Pakistan learn the tough way once there are sanctions imposed against the country? You've already been globally shamed.
It is a terror factory.
children and 70 lawyers, right? It is all at hands of, the blood is on Indian hands. What tough way else it can come? You can't engage us militarily, you know it. conventionally or unconventionally. Pakistan cannot be engaged by India. So you have resorted to these dirty
But it's not only India,
means like
Lieutenant Colonel
killing
Shafkat Singh,
children
wake up and smell the
lawyers, unarmed
coffee.
people.
It's the United States, it's the entire G20 summit and the ASEAN summit which had spoken against your
Come
country.
on.
Everybody
Mr.
agreeing
Modi,
you're
go
exporting
and
terror. It's
participate in
time
a
to shut
conference
the
and
terror
you start
factory, as
talking
Colonel
like
V.N.
that.
Thapar has said.
They will be forced to do it. They'll be forced to do it. You are running a terror outfit where the government...
Terrorist outfit. You don't need enemy, you know. You are destroying this India yourself. You have lost secularism. You have nothing else.
Why
to
are
do
you worried
with
about what we are doing with India? You worry about what you are doing.
India's internal matters
That
are not
gives you
to
no face to
Pakistan's
talk to me
concerns.
like
You've
that.
tried this trick
Sitting of
time and
people
again,
thrown on
but
the
Lieutenant
street
Colonel
lines,
Shafkat Singh, I'm
burning people
completely
alive,
out of time. I have to
and
close this
carrying
debate.
out
But this is the
brutality at your-
attitude that needs to change. As Gaurav has pointed out rightly, that you've been taught a lesson earlier, you will be taught a lesson again. If such a proxy war continues on the Indian soil, the treacherous attempt by Pakistan is for everybody to see. Colonel Thapar, thank you for joining us also on this show. We're completely out of time, but India salutes the brave martyrs who are fighting for Indian security, as well as one constable has been martyred in the Pir Panjal area. 3 encounters still underway in Kashmir. We continue getting you the latest updates from the ground. Thanks for joining.